Hi folks, it's Graham here, and I've been lucky enough to get myself out for another wild camp. Now this camp has been inspired by a beer. The Cheviot Brewery do a beer called Black Nag, and I got one for my birthday, and as I was drinking it I thought, do you know what, I've never been there. I know it's a point on the border, Scottish-English border near the Pennine Way, and it looks pretty bleak and remote, so I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a bottle of this beer and the place it's named after. So right now I'm heading for Black Nag. I am glad to get out because it's not good in the house. I found some letters that my wife had been hiding from us, and I'd realised she'd been cheating, so we argued and we haven't played Scrabble since. Yep. Do you know what it is? My wife said don't put that joke in, but I have, and I'm sorry honey, sometimes I've got to make my own decisions. The path was a little bit hard to pick up after Troutburn Farm, but look at how overgrown it is, but I think we found it, so we'll crack on up this way, and if I'm right on my US map, we're halfway to Black Nag already. Well, we think it's the right route, but we're just hacking through a knee-high meadow bog now. Trouble is, no one's done this route, I don't think, for donkeys, and there may be an alternative route that people do, but it's certainly not the route on the map. I mean, we're still on the route on the map, but there's no path here. Do you know what it is? We're on the right track, but there's nothing much on the ground. There's a marker post just ahead, so I know we're right, but this is a right old hack up a big steep hill. Just off for a quick break. There's no easy way up here. There's no footpaths or anything. It's all overgrown. You know, the green dotted line on the map is not an easy track at all. So I think we're halfway up the first steep bit, and honestly I'm cream crackered, just unfit. So I've had a 5-minute break, had a square of fake Oreo chocolate, and I'm going to make sure I don't get heat stroke because it is so warm. So there's now some discussion of the best way to go, because the paths on the map do not resemble what's actually here physically, and we're all haggard climbing up that hill in the heat. Adrian's just had to scale a 6-foot deer fence because he went the wrong way, and the disagreement has not been ungentlemanly. It's all very cordial, it's a discussion, but we're not quite sure which path to take. So one of my navigational rules is, when in doubt, follow the main drag. And this up here is the biggest path we've seen up here. It's like a slightly disused gravelly quad track, so we're going to crack on up here, and it's going to get closer to Black Nag no matter where it goes. Phew folks, we've crested that hill, or at least we've come to a bit of a plateau on it. I think it's a bit of a false summit. There's a couple of cols between here and Black Nag, but the sun's gone behind the clouds. It's a bit windier up here, so it's lovely. I'm going to sit again, have a sip of water, and there's loads of these cut logs around, all nice and dried out, and makes a great seat. And I know Shaun's been having a look round to see if he can pitch a tent here, but do you know what, it's sensible. Having a plan B is really sensible. My feeling is we're getting closer to Black Nag now, and it'd be a shame to pitch up a bit early. I think I've been remiss in introducing my camping acquaintances today, but this here is Shaun Mack, and he's the gentleman's gentleman. He's so gentlemanly that me and him might share a bit of baccy in a pipe later on if we get time.
Yeah. Yeah, Graham.
Right, Shaun Mack's just pulled a blinder, and I was following the map, and I was going to take a path that led straight through a bog, and Shaun put us onto the quad track. Not that he's been here before, he's just a wise man of the hills, and he's got us on a track to Black Nag now. That avoided the bog. I can see Black Nag, and but apparently I now owe him a beer, which honestly I think is very fair. This view out here is just absolutely breathtaking. I've had a really busy weekend on night shift, such a busy week. And to be out on these hills after a weekend like that, it's great for your mental health. It just resets you, and it just makes you recognise what's important. It makes all your problems seem a bit more solvable when you think about them on a hill. It's hard to think what I would do, what I'd be like if I couldn't do this now and again. And I realise this hobby of mine does take us out of the house and away from my family, so I'm so grateful to my wife for letting us go on these little mini adventures. I wouldn't tell it to her face, but she's wonderful. She doesn't watch the videos either, so she'll never find out. Right folks, we're nearly there. We're about half a kilometre off Black Nag now, and that right there is the shill. And we've been walking for 3 hours and we've still got to get up to the top of there, but I reckon it looks a long way, but it's only 500 yards, and I think we've hiked for 3 hours. I'm going to hike another 15 minutes to get where I want to be. Whew, well, I've never been more pleased to be at a place called Black Nag in my life. I don't mind telling you where I am, because I do not think this place is going to get overcamped. We're not going to see big family tents here and hordes flinging booze and barbecues. It's been 3.5 hours to walk here, but to be fair, there's an easier way. And there's really nothing here apart from remoteness, bleakness and beauty. And actually, that's all I want. What more could a man want there? I've got the Nordisk Telemark tonight, folks. I've got a lot of fondness for this tent. For a start, it's just production quality is amazing, and it is just a beautiful looking tent, and it's so light, 830 grams for a double skin tent. That comes with its own pole. I've always said that it's not perfect though, and you can get quite a lot of condensation in it, but I'm sleeping in this tonight and I'm looking forward to it. This is absolutely incredible, folks. I've got the tent pitched. It's beautiful weather up here. I shouldn't say it. It's really dry. There's not much wind at all. It's forecast to pick up a little bit tonight, but right now I've got an amazing view. I'm going to rest, have a beer, get my tent set up. I'm just so happy to be here. It's fantastic.
Yep. Right, this is the only problem, these poles are massive. So, it is a red, typical Yanks.
I'd love to think that Black Nag was named after an evil-hearted witch, but I think it's probably not. There's not many places in the Cheviots named after a person. A hag is a type of peat bog, and Black Nag probably just comes from the colour of the peat. So I was a bit worried coming up here that it might just be, you know, full of bog and peat, but actually it's quite beautiful, and the only standing water was in the cols on between the summits trying to reach here. So I don't think it's named after an evil witch, but I'd really like to think it was. Maybe I'll have some funny dreams about an evil witch tonight. You never know. I think I've just lost the circulation in my fingers. All the tips have gone completely white. It's Raynaud's syndrome, and it just means in a tactile way I can't feel much when the blood supply is cut off. I'll be tense up anyway, that's the important thing. But I'll get my bait on now and that'll warm us up. I was going to get some of those noodle things for cheapness, but I thought I'm going to have a big hike out to a place called Black Nag, and I need some sustenance, I need some proper food. Noodles, just, we're not going to cut it up here, do you know what I mean? I've got some pork and black pudding sausages from Moorhouse Farm Shop.
Good signal, I just thought I'd check in, see how you're doing.
And a bit of chilli oil. I'm going to have them in a bat with some mushrooms. Proper food for a night on the hill. The lads have got some canny setups tonight. Here's a Mountain Hopper 57, and he's in a tent. No, he's not. He's in his bivvy. Oh, actually, he's not in a bivvy. He's just straight onto the ground with his mat and his sleeping bag. So no bivvy there, but he's definitely tarping it. He's going to have a great view in that. Are you happy with your setup, Adrian?
Yes, I'm going to give it a go without the bivvy under the star configuration, because I think it's going to be plenty dry enough under there. This
is the Cheviot Mountain Star, because I'm out with DVS tonight. No, I'm not. But this tent has been no doubt inspired by DVS. This is Shaun's new purchase, and I tell you what, I really like the look of it. It's Shaun tells me it's 1.4 kilograms, which is astonishingly light for the amount of tentage you're getting here. It feels solid as a rock, and there was a ton of space inside with 2 big vestibules. So I'm liking this a lot. You happy with your setup, Shaun?
I am. It's the first time I've put the Mountain Star up. It wasn't as easy as I thought. I've watched a few videos, a QU instruction guide, and Donna Vancini's as well, which is a great guide. But I think once I get my head around it, I think it'll be a lot more intuitive. I like the size of it. I like the rigidity of it. So far, very happy, Graham. Yeah, very happy. Thanks.
And of course, I'm going to have them with some brown sauce, or brown sauce, as I say my native dialect. Absolutely no complaints. I must give a very big thanks to Harry the hiker, who was kind enough to buy me several coffees last week. So Harry the hiker, thanks very much, that was much appreciated. And of course, thanks again to Mark Wood for the coffee. Cheers, guys. Right folks, I thought I'd give you my thoughts on what this Black Hag is like on Black Hag itself. Oh, I'm getting notes of chocolate and even orange and vanilla. It's an oatmeal stout, so it's very rich. And the second sip is like walking through a dark forest alone. Shadows closing in on every side and predators prowling in the darkness, and then the clouds part and a great light shines down, and you're suddenly infused with the amazing knowledge that you are the universe experiencing itself through the medium of consciousness. Oh, I think this is interfering with my medications. Still gonna drink it though. Nice bit of baccy this. Hi folks, I'm in the tent now. I've got my dry socks on and I'm getting cosy. It's despite the heat of the day, it's chilled up very quickly on the hill here tonight, and I'm glad to be here and warm, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Morning guys, an absolutely glorious morning today. Not had many nights like this in the Cheviots. The air was pretty still. I slept with the tent door open. There's been no precipitation, and woke up with glorious view over the hills. Absolutely fantastic. I did have some very odd dreams last night that involved an alien nanobot invasion and some fake Oreo chocolate, which I ate last night for supper. I couldn't even begin to articulate what the dream was about. I couldn't even tell you, but I should maybe stop eating that chocolate before bedtime. Anyway folks, another fantastic camp. Really appreciate you coming along last night, and I'll see you on the next one.